Thank you, Annie. So thank you all for having me. And like Annie mentioned, there's a couple of reasons why I wrote this book, and one was to develop this Fertility Walk Hope Fund, because I've been in this field now for nearly 20 years, and I've been with patients, kind of walked with their journey, and it breaks my heart when I see somebody that I know needs fertility treatment, but they can't afford it. And so I wanted to give back, and so a way for me to write this book was if all the proceeds can then go back into a hope fund, and then we can provide grants to help those who need fertility treatment. So I love to spread the word, and thank you for having us here tonight so we can spread the word. The second reason I wrote this was I do a lot of ultrasounds. I do ultrasounds all day long. And when I do the ultrasounds, for me, I do it every day, so it's no big deal. But if you are a patient and we do an ultrasound and we're flying through and like, oh, we see a cyst. We see a cyst on your ultrasound. For me, it's no big deal. But for that patient who just heard the word cyst, that can cause a lot of anxiety. And what does that mean? How is that going to impact my fertility? So I used a lot of ultrasound pictures in my book. There's tons of ultrasound pictures. And I wanted to explain, what does that cyst mean? What does a fibroid mean? What does a polyp mean? So it can really encourage them to understand the process and kind of help set expectations as well. And then the last reason I wrote this is I really wanted patients to encourage patients and couples not to give up. As you're hearing the common theme tonight, not to give up. And because I really truly feel it is a journey, and the journey, I take a lot of walks. That's what kind of the theme of my walks here. I've taken many, many walks throughout my journey. My journey it was almost 9 years of infertility before I had my twin boys through IVF. And then it was almost 9 years later when we adopted our little girl. And so it's been a journey, and just like Lynn said, on that journey, when you're taking that walk in the woods, and there might be a fallen tree in front of you or a big boulder, and you feel stopped in your path, is not to give up, because there are alternative paths. And it might be something you never envisioned. I never envisioned I'd have to do IVF. I never thought I'd be adopting a child. But I feel like by not giving up and holding strong, that we can achieve our dream of becoming a parent. And one thing I do, I believe strongly, in my lab coat, I wear a lab coat every day, and I have a little pin, and it says, believe in miracles. And I truly, truly believe that, because in my many years of doing this, I've seen many, many, many miracles along the way. So that was my story about my book. One little quick thing I also want to mention is I have lots of pictures, like I said. I have a chapter in the back, and I love this picture. It's super simple. My son took all the pictures. It's super simple. It's just a dandelion, but it's a dandelion, and this chapter is about when your pregnancy test is finally positive. And if you think about a dandelion, and what I wrote underneath, it says, you just want to hold your breath. Because if you think about that dandelion, in one, it's gone. And if you struggled through infertility and you finally have that positive pregnancy test, you want to hold your breath and you don't want to move. And I remember that when I finally had my first positive pregnancy, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to move. And so I wanted to share, it's okay to move and it's okay to breathe. And these are the things to expect when you finally have your positive pregnancy test. Please do breathe. It's okay. It's definitely okay. So, yes.